they say, hey, Jenny, I saw a wolf, and tell me about their experience, which is really fun. And I'm very jealous because I still haven't seen one.
Jenny Sharp is a founding member of the Wolf Welcome Committee in the Sisters Camp Sherman area. Wolf Welcome Committee has a great ring. My mind goes to the welcome basket with the mice wrapped in bows for them, and you leave them out. But it sounds like the Wolf Welcome Committee is really aimed at getting people aware and to not be alarmed.
Our mission is to encourage a climate of peaceful coexistence between wolves and their human neighbors. And yes, we are focused on educating humans about, like I said, the intrinsic benefits of wolves and how humans can interact with wolves safely.
A flurry of wolf sightings around the Metolius Basin in August 2021 prompted the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to investigate.
Some of these Metolius reports I followed up on, and sure enough, we were starting to find tracks, we were starting to find scat, and then we start putting out cameras. So we just take some trail cameras out to some of these areas and set them out on the trees, and we'll check them, periodically as we can, and then bring them back to the office, and lo and behold, there were a couple of wolves on camera.
In April 2022, ODFW's annual wolf report listed 2 wolves in a 9-mile circular estimated wolf area near Camp Sherman.
It's hard to say if they'll stay even in that area that we've estimated as their area of use, because they do move around so much. So once the pups are large enough, if they did have pups, they would move them because that den area would then be too small. But if these 2 wolves aren't a breeding pair, then they'll just continue to move around, and what they'll do is they'll follow the deer and elk.
The simple act of wolves pursuing deer and elk for dinner could start a ripple effect on the local environment.
We've seen in Yellowstone what they call a trophic cascade once wolves were reintroduced there, where the wolves were reintroduced, the behavior of the elk and the bison were changed. They didn't hang out as long on the riverbanks. The willows were able to regrow. The beavers came back in, and just so many different effects happened when the wolf came, positive effects to the ecosystem that have been documented over the last 20 plus years in Yellowstone by many different scientists.
Most human-wolf encounters end with the wolf running the opposite direction, but there are exceptions.
So say they have a kill down and they're feeding on it, or maybe a den, and in that case, they're gonna bark at you. There's gonna be like this raucous barking, and they're just gonna be letting you know that they don't like that you're in the area, and in that instance, don't proceed. Yourself, your kids, your dogs, go ahead and back out of the area and just leave them be.
Visit the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife's Wolf-Human Interactions webpage for a wolf identification quiz that depicts the differences between coyotes and wolves.
They have very long legs. They have very big feet for their body size. Then you're gonna have these rounded ears, and they have more of a blunt nose. Like their nose is gonna be more blocky than a coyote. Coyotes have very pointy noses, and they have very pointy ears, and they have shorter legs.
There's also a video of what to expect if you encounter a wolf in the wild, and a link for reporting wolf sightings that biologists use to track wolf locations. What would that mean to you to hear a wolf howl?
I mean, it's such an iconic sound for the wild that, letting it go, I mean, humans love it. We love that feeling, and when we hear it, we feel like we're where we need to be. Connected to the earth, connected to each other, connected to wolves, which we domesticated and made our best friends.
From the Metolius River Basin, I'm Brooks Snavely for The Great Outdoors.